My family and I finally got to see Vietnam this summer. It was the trip of a lifetime and I'll always remember it. We spent a lot of time in the countryside of Vietnam, which is very green and lush. We also saw all sorts of ocean landscapes and caves. And then we also made it to Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand.
Unlucky.
We spent a total of 24 hours on 3 different planes traveling to Vietnam.
One more plane.
But my family and I did not mind a single bit. We love traveling on planes. Landing in Hanoi was really special. It was the first time I ever set foot on Vietnam.
How many times have we seen that commercial today?
Hanoi is a really interesting city. There are many parts of it that feel just like Paris, and other parts that definitely feel like it's more than 1,000 years old. It was really hot and muggy in Hanoi, so after 2 days we were really happy to take the overnight train to the mountainous region of Sapa.
Where's Landon? Move. Move. Okay, move. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Sapa is now one of my favorite places in the world. Very cool, green, and lush.
Lions roaring in the morning sun.
I love how they're working together. No, right.
But the best part of Sapa is getting to meet its native Hmong people. In return for buying just a few of their souvenirs, these Hmong guided my family and I through a day-long muddy hike through the countryside, and then showed us around their village.
Very pretty. Of course it is.
They even let us into their homes so that we could see how they live.
And then it looks like they switch up there.
Different perspectives.
Push him in. I bet you if we lived here, our backyard would be full of animals just like this.
After 2 days in Sapa, we took the overnight train back to Hanoi, from where our tour guide, Mr. Lin's Adventures, picked us up again to drive us toward the northeast to see the countryside there. Our tour group, Mr. Lin's Adventures, was first class and made our trip to Vietnam entirely stress-free.
We have a whole day around the Ban Cha Waterfall.
We made it to Bourdain Bun Waterfall, and it really felt like we had this whole place to ourselves. I really liked the mountain landscapes of the north.
We were traveling mountains just to find the loudest tears. We sat down by the fire, no, we couldn't hide, but we didn't know that yet. So if you want something to hold on to, gotta find it first.
Donkey, yeah.
Knowing there's nowhere to go.
My goodness.
I really enjoyed getting to explore these villages in the north of Vietnam.
Looks like she's washing her clothes.
Then we drove to the ocean in Halong Bay.
I'm blue without your face, but what can I do? 'Cause I'm just a
We stayed on a boat for 3 days, which went all over the bay.
That sky is just awesome.
want is for you to come back. Now I'm caught in the middle of life, and I need you to survive. Whoa, I need you to survive.
We took the overnight train again, this time from Hanoi to central Vietnam, which is where all the caves are. Outside of Dark Cave, there's a lot of adventure sports. Here's us ziplining into the river. We got to do some spelunking through the caves, a little mud bathing, and some boating through the caves.
These are my little...
Our hotel was right next to a lake that we got to explore really well with canoes. And then we went by airplane from central Vietnam to Saigon. Vietjet Airlines was pretty good. I was really impressed by how modern Saigon was. It had lots of big buildings and skyscrapers, a lot of great architecture, especially from the French colonial days. And it was interesting, to say the least, how crazy the traffic was. No rules or regulations. Whether you're walking or driving, it's every man for himself.
Keep walking. Keep walking.
It was kind of surreal that walking out of this modern Starbucks, I found myself in the neighborhood where my mom and uncles and grandparents used to live in Saigon. But everything is completely changed now, and the only thing that remains from those times
So I made
is
it
this statue.
to the statue, Phu Dong Tien Vung. So I'm sure this was here in those times.
I got to see the hospital where my grandfather used to work as a surgeon, and interestingly, all around it is lots of change.
For the new subway that will be completed in 2023. A lot of pipes and stuff that they have to get through. It's all a big...
And then walking just a few blocks down from there, we came across the presidential palace from the times of South Vietnam.
Everything just seems to change. Everything just seems to tremble in my arms. Be the air within my lungs. Be the ground beneath my feet so I can stand.
We are in Halong.
After 2 weeks in Vietnam, we then took the plane from Saigon to Singapore. I really liked Singapore a lot. It was just over the top pretty and modern. They infused nature into every single aspect of the city. The shopping districts in Singapore are also over the top. I thought they were more glamorous than anything I've seen in Beverly Hills or New York City. It was from Singapore that we got on board the Royal Caribbean Voyager of the Seas that would take us to Malaysia and Thailand. Just like Singapore, Malaysia really struck me as a great melting pot of cultures. Here's a sky bridge in Langkawi. This waterfall is very close to the sky bridge in Langkawi. The weather in Malaysia feels a lot like Hawaii. And these guys were pretty much hanging out all over the place.
No,
in
go.
Malaysia and Thailand.
Let's get back.
I thought, in the streets, in the parks, all over. We only had one day to see Thailand, which was Phuket, and of course we used it to find Skull Island from the James Bond movie. Did you know that if you just tell the waiter on the cruise ship that it's your birthday, they'll sing happy birthday to you? Even if you do it every single night. This was definitely one of our favorite trips ever, but after 3 weeks abroad, we were just so happy to be home.
So to pay homage to Anthony Bourdain, I'm gonna eat at the same place that he ate here with President Obama a few years ago. We're gonna get some bun cha today.
Hey look, it's those blue plastic stools. Ever since Anthony Bourdain and President Obama ate here, this place has been packed. Coming out of the restaurant, I did wonder what Anthony Bourdain must have thought of the sights and sounds of this street.